So today we're going to dive into the Islamic concept of Qiyamah, the Day of Standing. Now, it's a topic that for centuries has really revolved around one single profound question. When will it be? I mean, for centuries, this exact question has been asked by just about everyone, skeptics, believers, you name it. And it seems so simple, right? But the answer we find in the source material, well, it's designed to do something pretty extraordinary. Because, you see, this whole thing isn't really about finding a date on a calendar. It's about understanding how the very act of not knowing is meant to completely reframe how we live our lives, right here, right now. Okay, let's get into it. To really get this, we have to go back to when the question was first being asked, because it wasn't always a question of simple curiosity. A lot of the time, it was more of a challenge, you know? It came from a place of deep, deep disbelief. The sources tell us that questions like this one were often a form of mockery. I mean, think about it. The idea of being resurrected from just dust and bones seemed impossible to many. So when people asked when, what they were really saying was, you can't possibly be serious. And this is the concept they were challenging. Qiyamah. It literally means the day of standing. The idea of a day when every single person who has ever lived will be brought back to life to stand and account for their time on earth. So how does the Quran respond to this persistent, often skeptical question? Well, it responds with a fascinating paradox that really sits at the very heart of this entire concept. The first part of the answer is absolute. No one knows. Not the prophets, not even the angels. The source material is crystal clear. That knowledge belongs to God and God alone. And when it does happen, it's going to be completely unexpected. But then, you get the other side of the paradox. The Prophet Muhammad, holding up his indexed and middle fingers, said, "I have been sent as close to the hour as these two." So here's the crucial point. Its exact time is the biggest mystery there is, but its arrival is an absolute certainty, and it is considered very, very near. So you might be asking, how can it be both a total mystery and also right around the corner? Well, the sources explain that from a divine perspective, if something is 100% guaranteed to happen, it's already considered imminent. Its certainty is what makes it close, no matter how we perceive time. Okay, so this brings us to a major shift in the whole narrative. Since asking when is basically a dead end, the sources instead paint this incredibly vivid picture of what the day will actually be like to help us grasp its true gravity. One of its names is Yom Asir, which translates to a very hard day. And the descriptions, they're not just, abstract ideas. They're meant to be felt. They're intense. They're visceral. The sources describe an event that's so sudden and so overwhelming that it's going to leave all of humanity just stunned, completely powerless to stop it or to get away from it. The one defining feature is its incredible world-stopping speed. And just listen to how the sources paint a picture of the speed. The day will arrive so fast that everyday life, everyday actions are just frozen mid-motion. Two men in the middle of a business deal won't be able to close it. A man who just milked his camel won't have time to drink it. A meal being raised to someone's mouth won't be eaten. Life will simply stop. And what triggers this sudden final halt? The sources describe one shout, a single, unbelievably powerful blast from a trumpet. And it's said that the angel Israfil already has his lips to the trumpet, just waiting for the command to blow. So we've been talking on this huge cosmic scale, right? But now the source material does something really profound. It brings this immense, almost unimaginable concept right down to a deeply personal level for every single one of us. And there's this one story that just illustrates this perfectly. When someone asked about the hour, the prophet didn't point to the sky. He pointed to the youngest person there. He was explaining that for that group of people, their hour, the end of their time to do good deeds, would come with the death of the last one among them. The point is, each of us has our own personal hour. This is actually known as the minor Qiyamah. It's this powerful idea that your own personal death is, for all intents and purposes, the start of your own day of standing. Because once you die, that's it. Your book of deeds is closed and your journey to the hereafter begins. And when you look at the parallels side by side, the idea becomes even clearer. The timing of the great Qiyamah is a mystery to all of humanity, right? Well, the timing of your own death is a total mystery to you. But the most critical similarity, the one that really matters, is all about repentance. The source materials uses this incredibly powerful phrase, the gargle of death. It's that moment of absolute, undeniable certainty that your life is ending. And at that exact point, just like when the great Qiyamah begins, the door for repentance, for changing your ways, is sealed shut. The opportunity is gone. So if the great hour and our own personal hour are both near yet totally unknown, and they both bring an end to our chance to act, what's the ultimate message here? I mean, what are we supposed to do with this information? The way the sources frame it, our entire existence here, with all its distractions and everything we chase after, is just a brief, fleeting moment. It's a precious and, most importantly, a finite opportunity to prepare for what comes next. And this brings us right back to where we started. The reason the question, when will it be, is never answered with a specific date isn't to make us anxious or fearful, it's to make us act. That uncertainty is actually a catalyst. It's a motivation to stop worrying about a distant future we can't control and to start focusing on the present moment, which we absolutely can. So, at the end of the day, the ultimate takeaway here is that the unanswerable question is actually a gift. It's designed to force us away from asking, when will it end, and turn us toward the only question that truly matters, the one that is entirely within our power to answer every single day. What am I going to do with the time I have right now?